I don't mind telling you this, just between the two of us, that our marriage is not the best of relationships.
Now, where have I heard that?
I know it sounds cliche, and it wasn't intended that way. Okay? I was just trying to explain the attention I paid you the other night. I hope it doesn't unwelcome.
No, not at all. If anything, I felt rather flattered.
Good, because I really enjoyed myself.
It was a lovely evening.
Listen, you must repeat this. Just the two of us, right?
Jeffrey, I'm not sure Tom would approve of you being here.
How would Tom know unless you tell him? Is that what you have in mind?
Not unless you don't want me to.
Good. That information is unnecessary. Besides, what's wrong with keeping one or two secrets? All right? And after all, he did tell me to take care of you while he's away.
I'm not sure that's what he meant.
What do you mean?
I mean, like me, he must have regarded it as a platonic gesture.
Listen, do you really have to go out today?
I'm afraid so.
Why don't you call your friend and call him or her off?
Well, she's a very good friend and I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate it. Besides, you have work to do.
Oh, that! I can always call my secretary and tell her that I'm far too busy making love to the most fascinating girl I've met in years.
Jeffrey, I'm not sure that's a good idea. It must have been something of a surprise for you.
My husband specializes in them, as you will probably find out. How long have you and Tom been together?
Not long.
You happy?
Very
good. He's not at all like his father.
Well, I hope he's as successful one day.
I think he will be. He's a very determined young boy. May I use your phone before we leave?
Oh, yeah. I was going to pop in the loo anyway, so I'll leave you to it.
Oh, thank you. No. I meant to make the call before I left home, but it slipped my mind.
Well, I'll let you make the call. It's all plugged in.
Thank you. Mr. Carrington.
What the hell are you doing here?
I've surprised you, haven't I?
And how did you get in?
Why a lot of questions?
Well, I'd like some answers.
I may not be a businesswoman, but I'm nobody's fool.
Huh? Go on.
When I gave you a job, I didn't mean I had to trust you. Not even with my husband's life. That's why I've been taking tabs on you.
Look, so you've been following me?
I've followed you in several occasions since we met. But what are you doing here?
Well, you still haven't explained how you got in here.
That was simple. I was coming in here and I met a man at the gate who opened the door for me, assuming I didn't have the keys to the house. Unlike you, how did you get in here now that you're known for breaking and entering?
Well, look, I think you don't understand. You shouldn't have come here, Mrs. Kintu.
I'd expected you to say that.
Well, you don't understand. This is where it's going to happen.
Here?
Well, this is as good a place as any. And any deal between us didn't include you knowing the detailed arrangements.
Does that mean involving the young lady who lives here?
Possibly. Does that worry you?
No, not at all. But I think I will credit that. There is one more detail that must be changed, or I want my money back.
Which is what?
Her.
What about her?
She's a risk. She knows too much already.
There's nothing we can do about that.
There is nothing we can do, but there is something that you can do.
What are you getting at?
If she talks to the police and she knows too much, what will happen to us?
No, you are crazy.
I'm not. We have a deal, Mr. Okad.
But now you want two for the price of one?
You need to dispose her. I'm giving you $500,000 extra.
You mean you want her killed as well?
You made the mistakes yourself.
Oh, God. But I'm using her for God's sake.
You're using her for my sake, and it is a risk. Don't you understand?
You are serious, aren't you?
I'm very serious.
So when do I get paid?
In the circumstance, You will get paid half of it. And the other half you'll get paid when your duty is complete.
And in cash and in notes that cannot be traced.
In whatever way you want.
I'd better be able to trust you.
Why not? After all, you're the one who's been messing around. By the way, she knows you as Detective somebody.
Detective Wamai from the Central Police Station.
So if I asked her your name, she will tell me?
Why?
Because I want to know. I need to trust you.
Look, now just a minute. Look, why ask her?
We're working together, Mr. Okal, and this is a risky thing. If policemen came around, we need to know what to tell them.
I'm already running late for an appointment.
Then we had better get down to business. You know, I decided not to see you at your home, although I've been there, not just as a tradesman or admiring it from a distance. Let's just say I've been entertained there.
When was that?
The night I forced an entrance, and your wife caught me there, red-handed.
What are you talking about?
That was careless of me, wasn't it? Well, I thought you were out for the night. But then it seems she got an attack of migraine and returned earlier than expected. You know, wives don't arrange these things conveniently, do they? I'd just gained entrance when she surprised me. I hadn't even decided what was worth lifting.
So you're a common thief?
I'll accept the noun, but I do resent the adjective.
To me, they both go hand in hand.
Well, the same has been said about love and marriage on various occasions. But you seem to have disproved that theory quite neatly.
So, you broke into my home, and according to you, my wife took pity on you.
No, it wasn't quite like that.
Then how am I supposed to know what it was like if I don't even know you're telling the truth? And if you are, which I doubt, my wife didn't mention the incident to me.
Well, when I've put you in the picture, you will understand why. No, I'm not a blackmailer, Mr. Kintu, and I don't even have a criminal record. But I do admit, I am not averse to a little illicit private enterprise. But then, one of your political persuasions could hardly hold that against me, surely.
Okay, then what do you want from me?
I want 2 million shillings.
And you don't call this blackmail?
Oh, well, I do admit it's a ridiculously low figure, but I am not avaricious.
So, according to you, you say you're not a blackmailer.
I'm not.
That's a joke.
Then why aren't you smiling? No, let me tell you, a blackmailer is someone who expects something for nothing. But I'm here to offer you a service at a most reasonable cost.
Okay, so what service are you willing to offer me that's even worth a fraction of that sum?
I'm simply proposing that I kill your wife.
You're crazy.
Yeah, well, I admit it's a ridiculously low figure, but, you know, like I said, I'm not greedy. And then if you don't, I'm sure your wife will happily give me half that sum to kill you.
So you expect me to believe that my wife offered you 1 million shillings?
For a service? Yes. Oh, well, it's not a fortune, but for an hourly rate, it's not bad.